quiet. Hold.
I think it was a year and a half ago, they showed me the basic idea for Friday the Living Dead, and I was like, you have to do this show. I talked to Kevin, I was like, I have some friends I think that would be really fun as the cast.
A lot of these folks were doing great, you know, when we kind of first started working with them, and it's a testament, I think, to Tony's long-standing relationship with them as friends, as collaborators, and coming up through the ranks of YouTube together. That it, you know, as he said, it wasn't so much of be in my show and, you know...
And we'll make you a star.
Yeah, it's, you know, come join this, it's gonna be super fun.
When we were thinking about locations initially, I was pitching like a forest, like someplace like Idlewild. And then as we started getting into production, everybody realized like how difficult that was going to be to sort of create a map that the gamers would have to follow, or even a little bit the idea of a sort of enclosed areas that would open throughout the game. And I agreed, you're in a forest, it would be really difficult. And then I was like, Linda Vista Hospital for sure. I've shot there many times. And I looked it up online, and they're currently being converted into senior housing. And I was so into the idea of Linda Vista that I left the meeting at like 10 o'clock at night and drove to Linda Vista to try to see if I could talk to the construction company or just see if they were surveying or where they were at. At that point, the whole parking lot had been raised. I was like, it's not going to be Linda Vista, obviously. And then a producer that we work with a lot suggested the Sybil Brand Prison. And that was, I mean, it was the perfect location. Yeah. Definitely spooky. But I love locations that they work without any of our artificial lighting or synthetic lighting, that they're just already playing into the mood. I mean, you go into we walked in and there was like papers all over the floor, and there was paint peeling, and there was like dust everywhere, and we're like, oh, we could just shoot it like this. Yeah. And for us, that became like definitely the ideal location.
Yeah, literally, and we walked in and looked at each other, and we're like, yep.
This is the place. Yeah. Anything we did, we tried to make it look real. So the lighting that we added, a lot of it looked very practical and also worked within the narrative of this kind of apocalyptic last holdout for humanity where there was just a couple of people still surviving. So you're using a lot of like just basic practicals, and instead of sort of bringing in like, you know, this rig of lights or something. We like the dark.
Tommy Peach, he and his team were phenomenal, and under very short time frames to pull things together. He spent a lot of time doing R&D and developing stuff that would work as effectively for both, you know, the game and also on screen.
During the shooting, it was chaos, and it was crazy, and it was like doors opened that shouldn't have opened, and zombies were in the wrong areas, and they had to be moved to other areas, and it was as much of a game and a tension scary filled experience for us. You'll see that all of their uniforms have patches on them, and once one patch gets ripped off by a zombie, or sometimes other nefarious characters throughout the game, they die. So at that point in the actual competition of the game, the cast member, or the gamer as we call him, would freeze. Literally when a person gets a patch, I don't want to give away who died, but one of the people, they got their patch ripped off. In the game, as you watch it, he freezes. We go down to the widescreen bars. The filmic sort of treatment is placed over the film, and his arms get like sort of torn off, but it's very comical. It's very over the top, almost like a Grindhouse kind of pick. And then boom, you're back into the game and into the GoPros, into this very real feeling. Justine's reactions are pretty genius. No matter how dark things get, she's always like, well, then there's that. There's a point where Jesse had to get a key or something to unlock a gate. It became more than just a haunted house attraction. He realized that they could actually get him out of the game. Everybody's giving him a hard time about not getting the key and unlocking thing. He's like, yeah, I would, but there's zombies on the floor. And it's like, and you start to see it become a more and more real experience for them. As gamers got eliminated or killed, the tension just really raised, and by the time it's down to just a few of the players, they are sweating, they are running, they're terrified, and And again, the humor popping in even at that point, except for when they were down to the final group. It was
It's cool because you see genuine emotion amongst these guys. You know, I mean, when there was someone left, you know, back, shall we say, there was, you know, and they're screaming for help. They're, you know, there's the gaming element, but they're also like, those are our friends.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta go back and save them.
100%. And they tried to save each other a couple times and it wasn't on. Like it didn't work out very well. And then you hear them screaming through the hallways, what happened to so-and-so? Oh my God, so-and-so's dead. I think that was the cool thing about keeping them in game the whole time and not saying, okay, let's break for lunch or whatever, is that they really got to the point that it was very real for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's when there's a lot of bleeping. In those episodes, it's just like, there's whole conversations where a bleep is talking to a bleep, you know?
Yeah.
We've been showing them the cuts and they're all just so excited about it. Justine said, how did you pull that much story out of such an insane experience? And it was because it was planned to be as such.
Much so that at the end of it, they were like, when's season 2? We want to go bigger, better, more, you know, longer. And, you know, a lot of these guys...
That sounded very interesting. Yeah. We're on the internet, right? Yes.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
Well, yes to both. Yes to both.
Yes and yes.
We're taking that kind of approach to storytelling and we are franchising out in as many ways as we can.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't
That's
know.
That's up to ConTV. It'll definitely be on BlackBox TV on YouTube.
You'll see it somewhere.
It will live and prosper.